say the first road trip was successful would be an understatement. 49-7, Tupelo defeated Oxford. And Coach, that was a warm-up for another road trip this week to Germantown, Tennessee to play Houston, the first time in school history. And congratulations on the win. That was a big-time win the other night.
It's a good win. Hadn't won there in 20 years.
We were on the same record with Tennessee, Florida. We came out a little bit better than Tennessee did at Florida.
Come out better. I felt good. I mean, our guys felt good. It was close at halftime, but really shouldn't have been.
Right.
And it was pretty simple. I think, you remember I told you after halftime, and I told you after the game, I asked our guys, guys, who's a better team?
Right.
And our guys knew it. We didn't finish drives early on. We didn't align right sometimes on defense early on, and we kind of let the game be close when it shouldn't have.
That was probably as good of a start as you could ask for. 14 points in a matter of 10 seconds. Score on the very first play of the game, an 80-yard touchdown pass, and then a scoop and score on their first play, and they were a little shell-shocked at that point.
I think they were a little shell-shocked, but I also think we got laxed.
Yeah.
I think we kind of got, cruise control, we're up 14-0, this is about to be a blowout, and we didn't finish some things. I think we let some penalties get behind the chains when we were on some drives. Maybe some of that's us, maybe some of that's home cooking. And we kind of didn't do what we were supposed to do defensively, alignment-wise, and adjusting. But we got the job done at the end of the day.
Second half, we had a stretch where they had 3 straight drives that ended with an interception for us, and we converted every one of those turnovers into points.
Well, first off, I want to start off with that, first stop. We had a first stop. I don't know if you remember it was still kind of close, and it was a 4th and short, and they come out in this crazy formation that they hadn't come out in years. And it actually popped in my head on Friday walkthrough. It was like, guys, let's go over this. Let's go over this formation right here where they bundle up and then they spread out real quick to make you jump off sides. And I remember telling the defense when they come out and say, I told you they were going to do that. And offense scores on a big play right after that. And then, turnover after turnover, we started playing complimentary football. And it was just, I saw what we could be.
Right.
Coach Ward said it at halftime. Coach Shoup said it at halftime. I said, you practiced great this week. You see things opening up. You seen it just like you did in practice. Let's just finish it. And they did. Complimentary football, getting those takeaways and scoring. I felt good about it second half once we started scoring, period, even we didn't have the takeaways.
I think that first score, we go up 21-7, you kind of sense there it kind of broke them a little bit.
I told our guys that too at halftime, and I think I told y'all, I said, I think Oxford kind of knew, hey man, they're better than us. We're playing with them right now. They were giving us, they had momentum going into halftime. They were giving us everything they had, and I knew I think they knew they had to have some success early on second half. And when they didn't, I think it kind of deflated them. And so we took advantage of it, and then momentum went all the way and started rolling hard for us.
Prior to the game, I talked to Coach Shoup, and I said, what is the key to stop their offense? And he said, tempo, keep up with their tempo. You guys did a really nice job.
Yeah, we just line up. I liked it because we'd go make a tackle or a tackle for loss or a tackle right there, and I saw, I'd see Jabari Dooley picking up a D lineman and hey, get lined up, next play, and just get lined up and not celebrate.
Right.
That's what we told our guys, man, we're not celebrating.
Right.
We're playing the next play. We get to see some of that this week too. A really good offense that's tempo, actually better offense, and so we'll see how it works.
Houston Mustangs, is that right?
Mustangs, that's right.
In Germantown. I really have no idea where in Germantown it is. I've never been there. But they have a really good running back. That's going to be really maybe one of the best running backs we face all year.
They've got really good a lot of things. Best quarterback we've seen. He's a Division I quarterback. He's a left-handed junior. He's got some Division I offers. Baseball player guy too. Can move. can sling it. 2 running backs. Actually, they got a Division I running backs committed to TCU, but the other running back's better. Crazy. I mean, their offense reminded us of our offense.
Okay.
So a quarterback that can sling it, they can do it all, like Jeremiah. You got 2 running backs. They have basically a Quay and a JJ. And it's crazy. You got the one that's a senior, that's a small lightning bolt, and you got the young kid that's a big power back.
Nice.
It's just like us, and they got receivers. Number 7, number 4. They all can go. I mean, they're fast, big on the offensive line. I mean, we're getting to see a different brand of football. But like I told our kids this week in practice, I'm more excited about this game than any game that we've coached in so far or played in so far, just because we get to go to unfamiliar territory.
Right.
We get to do something that's different. We get to take Mississippi up to Tennessee, and I'm excited about the hostile environment. Our kids need that. It's going to make us better for down the road, division, playoffs, all the above.
It's a nice stadium. I looked it up on the internet, artificial turf. So that's a benefit for us because that's what we're used to playing on.
Yeah, it's they've done a lot over there lately, athletic department wise. They built a $5 million field house in the past 3 years. They're finishing up their 100-yard indoor in January. Nice scoreboard. I mean, both schools are very similar in certain sense. Memphis is kind of wide open. I don't know if people kept up with Memphis. Memphis, a kid can live in Whitehaven or White Station and go play at Houston.
Right.
It's just open recruiting. So they recruit some of the best players in. It is what it is. But I'm excited to get to go up there and see what they're about.
So how did this game come about? I know you had a hard time scheduling
that. I mean, we put our schedule. We're looking for games on message boards in Arkansas and Tennessee and Alabama, Louisiana, everywhere. We started putting them out everywhere. And this coach called me up one day and said, "Hey man, this is head coach blah blah blah." I said, he said, "You interested in playing?" I said, "Absolutely." And what's crazy, in the past 4 weeks, we've been hit up about 5 different out-of-state schools.
Really?
About 2025 and 26 or 2024 about playing. Like, there's a team from Kentucky, a team from Florida, like, look, we want to come play on the blue turf. We want y'all to come up here and play in our facility. And it's like, it's kind of cool, you know, to get to do something different like that. Try to be a regional brand. Something that, when I got here, something that we aspired to be.
Would going to those places, is that something you're interested in?
Absolutely. Anytime you can let the kids go see the world,
right?
See different things. That's what we did this summer. We traveled to different states. We wanted to see different competitions. We wanted to, because we're stuck up here in Tupelo.
Right.
We're not close to the metro down there. They've got each other to compete against. DeSoto County is DeSoto County. Us and Starkville are kind of in a bad spot. Right. I always say Starkville's got the GTA.
Right.
They can go compete against Louisville, West Point, Noxubee, and all of those teams. It's all within 30 miles, and they're a close-knit group, and they make each other better. We're kind of up here, and we're kind of a lone wolf. There's a lot of folks that don't like us, too. And so we're going to travel over to Birmingham and play somebody. We'll travel up to Memphis. We'll travel up to Arkansas, Little Rock or something and play somebody.
Right.
Just go see the world.
Right. So with that said, how far are you on to next year's schedule?
We're glancing at it. We're not hitting it hard because we're worried about, 2023, us right now. There are some prospects of, our next year's schedule is kind of set in stone. There might be 1 or 2 games that we flip-flop.
Right.
We might move our game 2 to game 1 and find a out-of-state person for game 2. So it's there. It's the biggest thing is working on 2025, 26 for later on.
Gotcha. Well, 25 and 26, you really don't know what your division is going to be.
Don't know. I would expect it to be the same. Don't know. I don't mind being in the SEC West. If they want to move us up top, they can move us up top. I doubt they do. It is, take the cards you dealt with.
Speaking of division, we're the last undefeated team in that division. Both Starkville and Madison Central got beat this past weekend. Any surprises so far that you've seen?
And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, you know? I've been surprise-wise, I mean, our division's loaded. We know it. There's no surprise there that our division's loaded. I think Madison is a team that is way better than people think they are. Going into the season, I think folks thought, man, they lost a lot. But on film, they look just as good as us. They look just as good as Starkville. I mean, they had a running clock on Brandon.
Right.
That says a lot. And Brandon's supposed to be a really good, 7A South team. So I've been super impressed with them. Germantown's a team that is getting better and better and better. They're still going to surprise some teams. All 5 teams in our district could be 5 teams that you could see in a North Half Championship or a South Half Championship or a state championship. They're legit. Clinton's going through some injuries right now, but when they get healthy, they'll be really tough. But they've had 8 starters out this season. I've talked to their coach a good bit. But we've
had a few too, though.
We've had a few too. You're right. And we get one back this week. Excited about that, and get one back in a few weeks. Excited about that. So, it's got to take it one game at a time.
All right, well, Coach, congrats on the 49-7 win at Oxford. We look forward to going to Houston, 7 o'clock. That game can be heard on 93.3, Sunny 93.3, or you can catch it on the live stream at Tupelo Athletics. And looking to go 5-0.
It's playing. Excited to go travel. It's not a far trip.
No,
only an hour and a half.
And we had a phenomenal crowd.
We did.
There wasn't an empty seat in our stands at Oxford.
We had a phenomenal crowd Friday night. I've watched Houston really hard on film and stuff. They pack that stadium. They have a huge student section. Remind us of our home games. It's going to be an electrical atmosphere. Would love for our fans to be there for that.
I think they will. They like new things too.
They experience something different, excited to get our admin to see what kind of a difference, how they treat football and stuff.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. For Coach Harden, I'm Greg Ellis, and this is Gridiron Takes.